crazy by saying that I actually like the Birds of Prey movie? Let me know in the comments below. Right, moving on to Timothée Chalamet, and it's being rumored that he's up for a role in the MCU, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Timothée Chalamet is one of my favorite actors, and I think he's really, really going to be huge. I think he's going to be massive. He's already pretty big at the moment, but he's coming out. He's going to be playing Paul Atreides. I think that's how you say his last name, in June, and that's going to be massive for him. But then after that, he's got the French Dispatch, which he did a while back actually. That's a Wes Anderson film, and he's just got a lot of stuff up. He's playing Bob Dylan in the film. What's the film called? The film's called Going Electric, and he's in Don't Look Up, which is Adam McKay's just mad film that has an insane cast. So he is really, really going places. And there have been lots of rumors about him being attached to certain projects. And now we got this covered as saying that Marvel Studios is very interested in casting him in the MCU. Now, they say that it's for an undisclosed role, or an unspecified role is the word they put. Usually roles tend to be undisclosed quite early on, for the general public, but casting directors know what they're doing, and they want to keep these things under wraps, especially when it's Marvel. But I was thinking, which characters would he be good for in the MCU? And there are a lot of them, but the one that I came up with, and actually it kind of ties in with WandaVision, is Wiccan. So Wiccan is Wanda Maximoff's son, and he's Speed's twin brother. So there've already been rumors that Speed might actually be played by Evan Peters. So if you have been watching WandaVision, then you'll know that the twins were born, and remarkably quickly, which means that their growth rate might be a lot quicker than normal. So we might actually end up getting to see them kind of in their 20s. In this show, maybe some people have said, but I think probably later on. I do think they're going to bring those two characters into the MCU at some point, and I think he'd be brilliant for it. There are other characters that he could play. He could be a villain. I think he'd be a really good villain, but I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think he would benefit the MCU more being a hero rather than villain. He could very well be a member of the X-Men. I think he'd be really good for that. I think that would be really, really interesting. There are some roles that I'm not so sure he'd be perfect for in the MCU. For instance, Johnny Storm, I don't think he'd be very good for. I think he'd be someone magical if they're going to be casting him. I think he'd be good at that. And he could be a great young Loki. I think he'd be a fantastic young Loki. I think that'd be really cool to see him play that sort of role. But what do you guys think about this? Is this something that you're interested in? Is the idea of seeing but is the idea of seeing Timothée Chalamet in the MCU something that kind of makes you excited? Is that an actor that you'd like to see be brought into the MCU? It sounds like Marvel Studios are thinking of bringing him into it. I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige would love to have an actor of Timothée Chalamet's quality, and in the MCU they really do cast very, very well, and they're very careful about who they cast in the MCU because they had problems in the past with Edward Norton was one. Then the guy that originally played Rhodes, which I'm blanking on his name now. When he was. I can't remember now. Don Cheadle plays the character now, but I can't remember the name of the actor that originally plays him. That's not good. Terrence Howard. It just came to me. Terrence Howard that played Rhodey in the first Iron Man, and then people saying that it might have been Ike Perlmutter that took that decision to have him recast, but apparently he asked for too much money, and then they just didn't want to pay him, and then they brought in Don Cheadle. Apparently Ike Perlmutter said that they wouldn't, the audiences wouldn't notice, which is not good. Audiences did notice. It was a change, but Don Cheadle's a brilliant enough actor to be able to carry that through and just make the role his own, which he's done now. And there's a bit of news involving Don Cheadle in a bit. Right, but what do you guys think about Timothée Chalamet playing a role in the MCU? Let me know in the comments. Right.